men, why the fuck are men so much more, like, hitting on me, attracted to me, when I'm, like, nasty? Like, I haven't showered in, like, a couple days, or my hair's in a messy bun.
Washcloths are for poor people. So...
Yeah, I've only had one friend use washcloths, and when she would stay with me, she'd say, can I have a washcloth? And I said, I don't have washcloths. There's no washcloth. Use your hand, dummy. Use your hand, dummy.
The conscious decision to stop washing my hands, I think when I was in college.
Was it college for you?
Because one of my good friends from college also doesn't wash her hands, and it was like, oh, we had that bonding experience. One day I was like, I'm just not gonna wash them. She's like, I'm not either. I don't wash my hands.
Wash your hair every time.
Well, I only take, like, one shower every 6 days, so...
Parents' discretion is advised.
Europeans didn't know how to bathe until black people showed them how. Before the Moors came, Europe was funky. In history, it was known as the Dark Ages. Europeans believed taking a bath would make you sick. No plumbing, no soap, no shame. Then the Moors, black African Muslims, conquered Spain in 711 AD and changed the game. They brought bathhouses, aqueducts, hygiene, streetlights, and libraries. They introduced scented oils, surgical tools, even toothpaste. Meanwhile, Europeans were throwing waste out the window and wondering why they had plagues. But history flipped the story like we were the dirty ones. Nah, they washed their hands because we showed them how.
Why the fuck?
Because, like history shows, they're nothing but beasts. So first of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, unto like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. There's a clear-cut sign that the people that claim to be holier than thou, the people that claim to have started civilization, are nothing but filthy beasts-like people. Not surprising, because when you have your Hollywood actors, let me see if I can find it. Your top Hollywood actors, who all have the same personnel, and they go out there and tell the people why they don't take showers. Let me see how I'm gonna. No shower month. Well, you know what? I don't even have to do that. Let's just see the filthiness. And why would they do that? Why would they act this way? No showers, no shower in 5 years. Doctors has not showered in 5 years. A doctor. All right, a fucking doctor. But yet you're supposed to be the epitome of life. You're nothing but a cave dweller. You're nothing but filth. All right. Let's see. Let me hear this one.
This doctor didn't shower for 5 years. Dr. James Hamblin, a physician, Yale Public Health lecturer, and author, stopped bathing while researching his latest book, Clean, The New Science of Skin. Here are 4 important lessons he learned during that time. Over-reliance on soap may be creating allergies and leaving us open to diseases. Our skin is the first line of defense against disease. The more we wash the natural bacteria and organisms away on our skin, the more susceptible we become to foreign invaders. There are mites on our skin and face, which might sound bad, but they're doing important stuff. A 2014 study out of North Carolina revealed that these mites are natural exfoliants that help prevent breakouts and skin infections. The idea that we need this much soap every day is basically a marketing trick. Making soap is pretty cheap. What we're paying for is great marketing and a good smell. That's basically it. The skincare industry is totally unregulated. A lot of what we're using on our face goes unchecked by the FDA. And the last 2 lessons that Dr. Hamblin learned will probably surprise you. Go check out the full piece at freethink.com.
And this is how they think. This is how they operate. All right. It's bad to be clean. It's good to be filthy. This is exactly how they operate. And why? Okay, this was 7 years ago. Right? How long can you go out without showering? Why are they pushing this vibration out there? Well, for one, they know they're going to cut everything off. Two, this is their natural state. This is why it's not far-fetched when you hear about the wild men. Okay? It's not far-fetched at all. Because the wild men, they were nothing but wild beasts. Okay? So it's in this man's nature to be this way. Now I was trying to look for the ones with the celebrities. I guess they took it down. But you just could clearly see that Esau, Edom, and this cave bitch, they don't like the fundamentals. But yet, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, when they came over here, had showers, and not showers, aqueduct that was well equated, smelling good consistently, because it's in our nature. All right? And even from the moment the Lord took us out in the wilderness and gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, it was a requirement. And then our people didn't buck up to that, because everything about this man is adverse. Okay? He was created to be adverse to everything. Real quick, Job, I gotta get that 30. That's what I want. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will not disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock. Another attribute that they carry with themselves is that animals that are at peace can no longer be at peace. That's a psychological traumatization, what they do to these animals. All right, the beast, the same beast that's in the world, and they traumatize these beasts. And it says, yeah, and so what Joe said, like, I don't even put them near my dog because they might harm my dog. Scripture says, real quick, Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beasts. So men of understanding will care for his beasts. He will take care of his beasts. It says the godly care for their animals, but the wicked are always cruel. It says, but the tender mercy of the wicked are cruel. Although they may show some sort of remorse or a care for a beast, them caring for a beast or their care for anything is the worst possible outcome. So this is one of the main reasons why Joe, all of us men of upright, we're not even dare to put these people near the beast. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Leviticus 18 verse 1, and I'm gonna jump to the next chapter. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord thy power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwell, shall you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, you shall not do, nor shall ye walk in their ordinances. So key thing, everything that is written from this chapter, 19, 20, so forth, exactly what the Egyptians and the Canaanites and these neighboring nations were doing. Now, part of that doing, unseemingly thing that they were doing, matter of fact, let me just go to the Leviticus 20. I can start at 13. 10. I'll start at 10. It says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, and the adulterer and adulteress shall be put to death. Salakia. Oh, wow. And it says, and the man that lieth with his father's wife have uncovered the father's nakedness, both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So adultery, no. A man sleep with his stepmother or whatever, no. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have want confusion, their blood shall be upon them. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with womankind, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man take a wife and her mother, that's what Polite was guilty of, it is wickedness, they shall surely be burnt with fire. Both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. So I'm just reading by the list. It says, and if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death. Ye shall slay the beast, take the animal out of his misery. Why? Because it was violated. There's no return from that. The flesh is built for certain things, for certain times. That's trauma. Okay? And if a woman approach unto a beast and lie down thereunto, that shall kill the woman and the beast, they shall surely be put to death, their blood should be upon them. So the Lord put in some serious, heavy judgment. All right? That's why it says what, I'm not going to get it. Deuteronomy 32 and 32. Their vine is the vine of Sodom, and their goal is as Gomorrah. And it tells you, matter of fact, I gotta get this one real quick. Jude 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and in the cities about them in like manner, those 5 cities, were given themselves into fornication and going after strange flesh. And the strange flesh is flesh of beasts and flesh of each other. All right? And set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of the eternal fire. So Sodom and Gomorrah was that example. So going back to Job 20, Job Slakia. Damn, I forgot where I was at. 30. Job 30 and 2. Where two might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. From want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mellows by the bushes and the juniper roots for their meat. So they would eat anything. They would put anything in their mouth. Okay, they was in a beast state. The Lord took them out of darkness, gave them laws, and have them stand up upright. The Lord used men, the same men that they make mention of. This is why when you go into Revelation 20th chapter, it goes into the dark ages. All right, it goes in Revelation 13, 12, 13, goes into the Renaissance period. Okay, it says, because those are the times where they was in this dark stage. The Neanderthal effect wasn't millions of years ago. That was a few hundreds of years ago. And the Lord took them out of that dark state and gave them to that light. So they thought. And it says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. So nobody wants a thief around. They cried after them because they was known for stealing. They were beasts. They had no languages. All right? They couldn't speak languages, let alone keep their hygiene up. They didn't believe in that. As much as we like our beast likes to smell a certain way. Because it's natural for them. That's Esau for you. He don't take showers. He don't wash his feet. He don't scrub his skin. Smell like wet dog all day. Don't brush their teeth. But they are the superior beings on the planet Earth. You're right. To dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves, in the earth, in the rocks, among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they would gather together. Braid. To bray, Hebrew word is nahak. To bray, cry out. It says to bray as an ass screaming for hunger. So when people like that, they're accustomed of being beasts. And I remember I went to Rome and they said the most vile. I'm like, damn, how can people live like this? So they didn't have skyscrapers like the modern day world has, but they had houses like apartments, upstairs, downstairs. So when it was time to empty their chamber because they didn't have no running water, no bathroom per se, to relieve themselves and flush it, I did a show on it, and they were showing the foul shit, how they would I didn't put that one. It was reusing what they consider to be toilet paper. So if you go and take a dump in Rome and you have to wipe yourself, there was it's like a sponge, and you wipe yourself with it. Well, guess what? Everybody wiped themselves with the same sponge. So in Rome, if you had a bed chamber, what people would tend to do, they just throw that shit out the window. Not caring who it falls upon, they would just throw the stuff out the window. All right, these are the people that's in a position of power. It says they were children of fools, children of base men, meaning the lowest form of men. Lord gave everybody a ranking system. The top people in the planet Earth is the elect of the nation of Israel, which is the elect nation, the heathens, and then the lowest of the low, the bottom, is Esau Edom. And the Lord has taken Esau Edom and given him to the prominent position to be over everybody. So they were viler than the earth, meaning disdained from the earth. That's who they are. So that shit is sick. These mother effers refuse to take showers. This is nasty as it is, let alone a woman not take a shower. That's even vile and disgusting. You bleed. You bleed a couple days for the month. So you don't even clean yourself. That's disgusting. And this is where majority of our people emulates. All right. And wow. So that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation. So shalom.